has feeling. It's not just this company, these numbers. No, it has feeling. If it's filling up, then it'll go up. But if it's filling down, then it'll continue to drop.
What are some basic finance concepts everyone should know, regardless of their income or background?
Okay, basic finance. I mean, you definitely need to know, like, the PE of a stock, how many shares outstanding out there, how much. Like, a lot of times we look at the stock, it's like, oh, this stock is $5. Yes, that is the price per share, but you need to figure out like how many shares of that $5 stock exists, and then you have that market cap. And when you have that market cap, like, okay, this is a big ass company. This ain't no little baby company. So, just getting up. I think the biggest finance concept is reading not the newspaper, but grabbing your Wall Street Journal digital Barron's. Like, you need to get in the know, because those papers and those publications are going to give you things that you're not going to get just by watching CNBC or these other stations.
Does credit scores matter anymore? So people still care about the credit scores?
I mean, credit score kind of matters. I'm like, Glorilla the rapper, right? I mean, your credit score, I might be rich tomorrow. So what difference will it make if a credit score? I mean, it's something I do take, because I got a family and all this and that. So I do monitor, like, take care of it. But how important it is, I mean, if you got tons of cash back there, like, nobody really cares about credit score.
How about bankruptcies? Is bankruptcy still a big thing? I know back in the day, like, yeah, bankrupt, like, oh man, you're a piece of human being. You're not paying your bills. Now it's like, especially all the rich people, like, I'm bankrupt, Let's go bankrupt,
I mean,
It's like almost like it's a rich person tool.
I mean, if things get sketchy and you have never filed for bankruptcy, clear some of that stuff off and get a clean slate. I mean, don't do it unless you have to. Fight the good fight.
Yeah.
But if you got $2.25 left after you done paid everybody, well, you bankrupt.
Yeah. Yeah. So I know there's Wall Street, NASDAQ, all the different stock exchanges, like all these countries have their own like whatever it's called, right?
Yeah.
Is Wall Street like the mecca of them all, or like?
I mean, Wall Street is Wall Street.
Okay.
Like that's where it all starts. You got Chicago over there. Chicago is like, if you get deeper into finance, you want to trade options and stuff. Well, the CBOE is over in Chicago, the NASDAQ. So Chicago holds its weight too. And then you can't forget about foreign, like the Nikkei and all those things. And I think that's a lot of times we like, oh, it's all about America.
Yeah.
When you invest in, you know what's going on over there too.
Yeah. Every country has a stock market, right? Yeah. Vietnam has one, China has one.
Yeah, Hang Seng, all these different markets, and to really be like on the cutting edge of it, you definitely want to pay attention to those as well as ours. What they're doing, how that.
So I know back at college and schools always get criticized for not teaching like direct, like real skills, right?
Right.
Like they never teach finance, right? Not even balance a paycheck, like. Right. But is that really the place for schools? Like your parents teach you?
I mean, yeah. I think that's what gives you a head start. I have a buddy of mine. He's white. He said they grew up at the dinner table. Like his dad would close out talking about stocks and things. Well, that wasn't my dinner table. It was like,
mine neither.
Yeah, we didn't talk about that. We was like, can I get an extra piece of cornbread?
Yeah.
Like we wasn't thinking about that, but it depends on where you come from, your background, how you were taught to look at money.
So how did you make that transition from your dinner table? When I talk about, like, I'm guessing with your kids, you do talk about it, right?
Yeah.
How did you make that transition?
I mean, I think you just kind of like, generational things were taught to us from my grandmother and so on and so forth. My grandfather was a sharecropper and all that. So they thought differently. And then my mom kind of kept that going. But I said, let me talk to my son about these specific things so he can set him up to have a different outcome, I guess.
Okay. And you have another full-time job? This is like your thing right now?
I have another full-time job.
Okay. So how do you balance like starts a full-time job, your job is a full-time job, being a relationship's a full-time job, being a parent's a full-time job. I'm presuming you have some kind of friends somewhere and you hang out with them once in a while. Like how do you like kind of prioritize to balance all this stuff?
I mean, I think it's just like having a hustler's mindset. You know, like I know what I have to do. Like when I go to my day job, that's my day job. You know, I spend my time there, do the best I can for them. Then I get off work, you know, and then I do what I need to do for reinvest, you know, and I coordinate with my partner. So you definitely, you know, you gotta just, you know, have that hustler's mindset. And that comes from my background, you know, being around my mother, my brother, and stuff like that. That they kind of had that mindset.
So, what's something about yourself that no one knows, right? Like something you've done, you're very proud of, right? But it's not on your resume. Like maybe your partner knows, maybe your parents. Like most people don't know this about you, but you're something you're very proud of.
Something I'm proud of that no one knows about. I don't know. That's a tough one, Jason. Spiritual awakening. That's one. You know, people don't really. It's not like you're gonna go to work and be like, "Hey, I had a spiritual awakening." But spiritual awakening is deep. You know, because growing up in a Christian home, well, you know, just the church background, and it's just one church. This is what we do. And then when I got a little older, I went to college, and I'm like, okay, well, there's a ton of religions out there. And then I started getting a little depressed and down and out. And I said, something's not right. So I had to do some soul searching. I started doing some meditation, started doing some Buddhist chanting. Like, I was everywhere, Jason, with my spiritual awakening. And then one day it just hit. And I realized, like, I don't have control over nothing. So why am I getting up worrying about things that I can't really control? So I think, if anything, my spiritual awakening has taken me to where I am today. But with that, you do lose people. You lose people that are really close to you, like mom. You know, you get those things like you've changed.
But change can be good, right?
That's what Tupac said.
Yeah. One time it got me, like, you know, 'cause I'm Roman Catholic, but it's like, okay, like, it's kind of like egotistical for like a person to think like in Texas, like Christianity religion, but everyone in China, India, they're going to hell automatically, right? Like, so just like, I just have to be so lucky I have to be born in Texas. You know, like, but he's an all loving God, like make it make sense, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Like I believe in God, all that kind of stuff, but like this, the question, right? The doubts, right? Like, so he picked Israel?
Yeah.
Versus all these other, you know, like, it's, I don't know, it's like.
Yeah, but absolutely. Like, once you become spiritually woke, you know, you just got, it's a tough journey. Like I say, you lose people. But you just got to believe in what.
Yeah. Because all religions are kind of the same, right?
Yeah, they are. Yeah, it's so many.
It's almost like, conspiracy, almost like, they're all like, there is a God of Israel, a God of whatever, and these guys like way up above us and fighting over us like they're fucking like pawns and shit. Like,
yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, you got Allah, you got Jesus.
Yeah.
You know, whatever you believe in is what you believe in. Whatever gets you going every day, and that's what you need. Then,
until someone comes back to dead and say, hey, no, the Buddhist guy's the real one. You know, until that happens, you know.
Then where we're at. Yeah.
Yeah, it's insanity.
Yeah.
So on your bio it says financial freedom for the culture and the community. What is that? What does that mean?
I mean, if I'm looking at this 10 years from now, like, you know, there's a study where like top 1% controls all the money.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not trying to be like the GameStop guy and create this crazy movement, but I think if we band together and as a culture, you know, different cultures, not just, you know, I'm not just drilling down on blacks and LGBTQs. I think indigenous, I think all people that are underrepresented. But what it looks like is, you know those communities where there's like $2, $3, $4 million houses, we're like, we don't want to live there.
Yeah.
I think having 4 or 5 of us, 6, 7, 8, 9 of us living there would be cool.
Yeah.
Like, let's mix this up.
I remember someone did that a while ago. Like, they're basically like bought like 20 acres of land. They built like a big ass house, and like all their friends went there. Yeah.
Yeah.
So here's one for you. Like here on the internet all the time. Like, Elon Musk has enough money. He could give $1 billion everyone in America and solve it right.
Right.
But I'm like, is that really a good idea? Like, if you gave everyone in America $1 million, most people are like, fuck it off. Yeah. Inflation will go up. All this stuff. But I don't know if it's a good idea, right?
That's probably not a good idea. I mean, but giving $1 million to somebody who's trying to do something, that's an awesome idea. You know, like there's so many things that we can fix if we just had like regular people who really care.